is that Jeffrey Epstein, this whole debacle could be a blessing in disguise, because I think people are waking up left and right. We are in unison right now going, what the actual F? And I think Cigar and Yeti, I don't know if you know him, he's a journalist who works over at Breaking Points. He sat down with Tucker Carlson, and I think he gave a very good explanation when he said this. Take a listen.
Said on camera, we have a client list.
On the White House lawn.
I've seen the client list.
Yes.
And then yesterday, she's saying there's no client list.
There's no client list. And there was no systematic blackmail. That actually might be the most preposterous line in the document.
The whole thing that this tape shows that he didn't kill himself is like a joke. But worse than that, it's a joke that we all get. Like, they're not fooling anybody. So I feel like we're at a dangerous point now.
Yeah, I agree, because the lie is more the lie at this point is not even part of trying to convince any of this is true.
Yes.
The lie is a signal to everybody else involved in the scheme that to the ultimate ends, the United States government will go to protect all of you.
Yes.
And that's the for
Man,
what
is that smart.
purpose?
Can you say that again? Okay,
Yes.
So I'm sorry, it's a signal.
The lie is not for you and me. The lie is for those implicated to say, no matter what, we will protect you. And then we have to start asking the question, why? As in, what is the purpose?
He is so right there. The lies are becoming increasingly more audacious. It's almost like they are mocking us. They're laughing at us.
The biggest ones is whether he ever worked for a American or foreign intelligence agency. The former Labor Secretary, who was Miami U.S. Attorney Alex Acosta, he allegedly said that he did work for an intelligence agency. So could you resolve whether or not he did? And also, could you say why there was a minute missing from the jailhouse tape on the night of the death?
Yeah, sure. If
Could I just interrupt for 1 second? Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein?
Yeah.
This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And are people still talking about this guy, this creep?
Yeah, we are.
That is unbelievable.
You should believe it.
Do you want to waste the time, and do you feel like answering?
I do.
I don't mind answering.
I mean, I can't believe you're asking a question on Epstein
Believe it.
at a time like this, where we're having some of the greatest success and also tragedy with what happened in Texas. It just seems like a desecration, but you go ahead.
Sure. First, to back up on that, in February, I did an interview on Fox, and it's been getting a lot of attention because I said, I was asked a question about the client list, and my response was, it's sitting on my desk to be reviewed, meaning the file along with the JFK, MLK files as well. That's what I meant by that. Also, to the tens of thousands of video, they turned out to be child porn downloaded by that disgusting Jeffrey Epstein. Child porn is what they were. Never going to be released, never going to see the light of day. To him being an agent, I have no knowledge about that. We can get back to you on that. And the minute missing from the video, we released the video showing definitively, the video was not conclusive, but the evidence prior to it was showing he committed suicide. And what was on that, there was a minute that was off the counter. And what we learned from Bureau of Prisons was every night, they redo that video. It's old, from like 1999. So every night the video is reset, and every night should have the same minute missing. So we're looking for that video to release that as well, showing that a minute is missing every night. And that's it on Epstein.
I'm not laughing. You're laughing. There's so much happening here. There's so much to unpack. It's amazing how stupid they think we are. First and foremost, what even is that Trump filibuster? Are you guys still interested? Are you guys still interested in that? Wow, I'm shocked, because we are doing both amazing things in Texas. There are devastating and amazing. And what are we talking about with Jeff? That is crazy. I mean, if you really want to talk about this guy, we can talk about this guy. But just so you know, we're doing some amazing and maybe some not so amazing things in Texas. Okay. Pam is taking notes like, okay, this gives me an opportunity to maybe come up with something on the spot. And what's incredible is that she refuses to assert whether or not Jeffrey Epstein was working for another intelligence agency, because we already know the answer to that. Yes, of course, he was working for Israel. Duh. That's why we're not allowed to know anything else about the Epstein files, but she's just like, that's unclear. We don't really know if he was doing that. We don't have the ability to determine that. And then this next part, which I want to be very clear here that I am not saying this word as a slur. I am saying this in its true denotative meaning. Pam Bondi's explanation for why a minute of the prison tape is missing is retarded. Okay, it is a cognitively delayed response that she offers us there when that question is asked. Hey, why is a minute of the prison tape missing? Slow it down. What she says back here is that a minute of the footage is missing because the prison always removes 1 minute of the footage every night, like since the 90s. Like it's daylight savings minute, and they just got to remove a minute. And so they're just waiting for more time. They haven't had enough time. By the way, they just need a little more time so that they can get the evidence from the prison for why they had the daylight savings minute every night since the 1990s of the minutes that we would like to see maybe something happened. Huh? If you please be my guest, take a couple of seconds to digest that. Daylight savings minute. There's always that minute too in my house. We just delete 1 minute every night. We've been doing it for a very long time. So all of this is a little slow, my guys. It is just very delayed. Con retraso is what they say in Spanish, okay? This is the explanations here are just absurd. And what is most compelling to me, by the way, about the Trump filibuster is that it requires us to be so gaslit that we completely forget that nobody made more of a show of the Jeffrey Epstein files and the release of those files than the person sitting to the right of him, Pam Bondi. That's why we're here. Pam Bondi was the one who notoriously handed out binders to a bunch of online influencers on February 27th. Okay, that was supposed to be apparently phase 1. And then too many point out, in case, and we mentioned it yesterday, and I said I'm actually going to look into it. It's crazy to look at the pictures that are being provided here as solid evidence that nobody went into Epstein's cell because they aren't even the same doors. So way back when Epstein committed suicide, they released a picture of his cell door. This is the picture that was given to the media. It was passed all around. I'm showing you a still from 60 Minutes. You can see up close, you're looking at just, I guess, observe with your own eyes here. Spot what doesn't belong, spot what the differences are here. This is the door that we were showed way back when. And this is the door that's in the footage from yesterday. That's just not the same door at all. And so now they're like, oh, that's a door you go through to get to another door. Okay, so we didn't see everything. We very clearly have not seen everything. And we also have a minute of the footage missing. All of this is problematic. Why are people falling over themselves to protect Jeffrey Epstein? Because he is something of a linchpin to this matrix, right? You really, once you start prodding this narrative, you start to understand globally what is happening. And the stakes are very high, right? This exposes everything. It exposes the military industrial complex. It exposes human trafficking. It exposes the gangsters, the banksters, the frauds. It exposes an operation on college campuses, high school level, Dalton School. And I like to say the best way to think about it is like Harry Potter, like I said yesterday, we are the muggles. These people are among us and they are being brought through the system so that they always have influence over our mind. So they can publish what they want to have published. They are the teachers, the professors, the lawyers, the experts that we're supposed to quote unquote just trust blindly. And you have to have your gut instinct to be able to override it, to be able to override this matrix that they have created. You have to have common sense. And common sense is not that common. We've learned that. We saw this during COVID. Get a couple of experts to say, hop on one foot and you'll be saved. Sure enough, people start hopping on one foot. We have to stop hopping on one foot and go, no. I don't care about your jargon. I don't care about your degree. What you just said was factually stupid. And I want to be very clear here, guys. Everything that is happening right now is factually stupid. These people are idiots. They're a part of the club. We're not in it, but we better get wise to it pretty soon. That's all.